My name is Alyssa Rachel Bennett. I'm 33 years old. 4 months ago, I had everything. A husband who loved me like I was the center of his world. A six-figure career. A house in a quiet suburb where nothing ever went wrong. And somehow, that was the problem. If you had looked at my life from the outside, you would have called it perfect. Ethan, my husband, was steady in a way people write about in wedding vows. Reliable, kind, predictable. Every single day, he came home at exactly 5:47 p.m. Not 5:46, not 5:48, 5:47. He would kiss me on the forehead, ask about my day, then change into gym clothes and go for his run. 6 miles, same route, same time, every day. We had date nights every Friday. Same restaurant, same booth, same waiter who already knew our order. We had sex every Saturday. Same position, same rhythm, same quiet I love you afterward. It wasn't bad. That's the part that makes this worse. It wasn't bad at all. It was safe. And slowly, quietly, it started to feel like I was suffocating inside something that looked like happiness. I didn't say anything at first. Because what was I supposed to say? My husband is too good to me? My life is too stable? That doesn't sound like a problem. It sounds like something people would kill for. So instead, I started scrolling. TikTok became my escape. Hours every night, lying next to Ethan while he half-watched whatever show I picked. I was somewhere else. Watching women who looked alive. Women dancing in kitchens at midnight. Fighting, crying, laughing, making up. Living these messy, passionate lives that felt real. They weren't scheduling love. They were feeling it. And the algorithm noticed. It fed me more. Women leaving stable marriages. Women choosing excitement. Women saying things like, "You deserve more than comfort. You deserve to feel alive." At first I watched. Then I started believing. My friends didn't help. Especially Jessica. "You're too young to feel this bored," she told me one night over drinks. "Comfort is just another word for settling." She had cheated on her husband the year before. Left him. Started over. She looked happier. Or at least louder. More alive. And I wanted that. I didn't realize I was already walking toward the edge. Then Noah came back to town. Ethan's younger brother. I'd met him a few times before. Holidays, family dinners. He was everything Ethan wasn't. Unpredictable, messy, alive in a way that made the room feel smaller when he walked in. Tattoos covering both arms. A motorcycle. A smirk that felt like a challenge. Ethan offered him our guest room. "Just for a few months," he said, "until he gets back on his feet." Family helps family. That word, family. I didn't know yet how much it would cost me. The first week, nothing happened. The second week, things shifted. Noah didn't follow rules. He woke up at noon, played music too loud, brought strangers home, laughed at things Ethan took seriously. Ethan found it annoying. I found it intoxicating. The night everything changed, I was in the kitchen, late, alone, loading the dishwasher in silence. Noah walked in, opened a beer, and leaned against the counter like he had nowhere else to be. He watched me for a second. Then he said it. "You know you're wasted on him, right?" I turned. "What?" "My brother," he said casually. "He's a good guy. Stable, reliable." A pause. Boring. Something in my chest tightened. "That's not true." "It is," he said, stepping closer. "And you know it." He was too close now. Close enough that I could smell him. Something darker than Ethan's clean, safe scent. "You're not like him," Noah continued quietly. "You're restless." My heart started pounding. "You're wrong." "I'm not." Another step. "You're dying in that life. I can see it." And the worst part? I wanted him to be right. I needed him to be right. Because if he was, then what I was feeling wasn't selfish. It was justified. "Ethan loves me," I said, but it sounded weak. Noah smiled. "He loves you like something he's already certain he owns." My breath caught. "You deserve someone who makes you feel something." He reached for me, and I didn't step back. I should have. I should have pushed him away. Called for Ethan. Ended it before it started. Instead, I kissed him. Hard. Like I had been holding my breath for years and didn't realize it until that moment. When we pulled apart, everything felt different. Louder, sharper, dangerous. "This can't happen again," I whispered. Noah just smiled. "It will." And deep down, I knew he was right. That was the moment. Not the affair, not the lies. That moment, when I chose something unpredictable over something real. When I chose to feel alive instead of being loved. I didn't know it yet, but that was the first step toward destroying everything. It didn't happen all at once. That's the part people don't understand about betrayal. It doesn't start as something huge and unforgivable. It starts small, quiet, easy to justify. The next time was just a glance. A look across the kitchen while Ethan stood between us, talking about something work-related. Noah didn't even touch me. He just looked at me like he knew something no one else in the room did. And my stomach flipped. Then it was a brush of hands. Accidental. Too long to actually be accidental. Then a moment in the hallway. Too close, too quiet. Then a kiss. Quick. Desperate. Stolen between seconds that didn't belong to us. By the time I realized what I was doing, I was already choosing him. Over and over again. We became careful. At first. Careful enough to lie to ourselves that it wasn't that bad. A kiss when Ethan was in the shower. A touch under the table during dinner. A whisper in passing. But restraint doesn't last when something feels that addictive. It escalates. It always does. Soon, it wasn't just moments. It was time. Time we carved out of a life that didn't know it was being dismantled. Ethan would leave for work. And 10 minutes later, I'd hear Noah's door open. A text. He's gone. I'd meet him in the guest room. Fast, urgent, reckless. Like we were trying to outrun something we didn't want to name. Afterward, he'd lie back like nothing in the world mattered. You feel that? He'd ask. And I did. God, I did. You don't get that with him, Noah would say. And instead of defending my husband, I stayed quiet, because I didn't. 3 months later, Noah moved out. Exactly like Ethan planned. Good for him, Ethan said, proud. He's getting his life together. I smiled, and kept lying. And because moving out didn't end anything. It just made it easier. Now we had space. Distance. Freedom to pretend we were something real. We got smarter. Burner phones. Secret emails. Code words. I told Ethan I was working late. Noah would pick me up 3 blocks from my office. Motels. Takeout. Long afternoons where we played house like we hadn't already destroyed one. Imagine doing this every day, Noah said once, pulling me closer. No hiding. No lying. Just us. I nodded. Someday. But I didn't mean it. Not really. Because I didn't want to lose what I already had. I didn't want to choose. I wanted both. That was the first real lie I told myself. That I could have everything without losing anything. 2 years passed like that. 2 years of secrets. 2 years of lies layered so carefully that they started to feel normal. And then I made the decision that changed everything. It started as curiosity. That's what I told myself. Just curiosity. I created a TikTok account. Anonymous. No face, no names, no identifying details. Just stories. The first video was simple. Text on screen. When your boyfriend makes you feel alive in ways your husband never could. Noah's hand. My kitchen in the background. Soft music. That was it. I posted it at midnight, and by morning, 47,000 views. The comments flooded in. This is dangerous, but I get it. Forbidden love hits different. I need more of this story. I stared at my phone like it had just handed me something I didn't know I was missing. Validation. So I posted again. Then again. Then again. Each video got bigger, faster, louder. When the wrong person feels right. Choosing yourself over what's expected. Sometimes love isn't where it's supposed to be. People loved it, not just liked it. Loved it. Within 3 months, I had 75,000 followers. 6 months, 200,000. Over 500,000 people watching my life, encouraging me, supporting me, telling me I was brave. You deserve happiness. He clearly doesn't appreciate you. Don't let society tell you what love should look like. Every comment felt like permission. Every felt like proof. There were negative comments too. Your husband deserves better. This is disgusting. Cheaters always lose. I deleted those. Blocked those people. Told myself they didn't understand. Because the truth, I didn't want to understand. I started posting more. More details. More risks. Photos of hotel rooms. Screenshots of messages. Videos of Noah cooking in my kitchen while Ethan was out of town. His motorcycle in my driveway. His hand on my thigh in my car. I blurred faces. Changed angles. But I stopped being careful. Because nothing bad was happening. In fact, everything felt like it was working. Brands started reaching out. Want to collaborate? Interested in promoting our products? I was making money. From an affair. From betrayal. $2,000 a month at first. Then more. I told myself I was helping people. Showing them they had choices. That they didn't have to settle. But deep down, I knew the truth. I wasn't helping anyone. I was performing. Turning my life into content. Turning my husband into a background character in his own marriage. And the worst part? It felt good. 2 years in, Noah started getting impatient. We can't keep hiding, he said one night. Then what do you want? I asked. Leave him. Simple. Direct. Terrifying. Divorce is messy, I said. We lose everything. The house, the money, the life. Noah looked at me like I was missing the point. We'd have each other, but that wasn't enough for me. I didn't just want love. I wanted comfort too. Security. Control. Everything. That's when things started to shift. When wanting everything became needing more. And that's when Ethan's mother found out. Her name was Margaret, and she didn't react the way I expected. Not even close. Margaret didn't scream. She didn't slap me. She didn't even look angry. That was the first thing that felt wrong. It was a Sunday afternoon. Family barbecue. The kind we'd had 100 times before. Ethan was outside grilling. Noah was laughing too loudly with a drink in his hand. I was standing in the kitchen pretending everything was normal. Margaret appeared beside me. "Alyssa," she said softly, "can we talk? Somewhere private." My stomach dropped. Her bedroom door clicked shut behind us. Too quiet. Too final. She didn't say anything at first, just pulled out her phone and handed it to me. I recognized the account instantly. My account. My videos. "I spent 3 hours watching these," she said calmly. 3 hours. 600 videos. 4 years of lies. My hands started shaking. "I can explain." "No," she cut in gently. "You can't." She sat down on the edge of the bed like this was a casual conversation. Like we weren't standing in the ruins of my life. "I recognized your kitchen," she continued. "Your voice. Noah's tattoos." A pause. "You weren't as anonymous as you thought." I felt sick. "Are you going to tell Ethan?" The question came out smaller than I expected. More desperate. Margaret studied me. Not with anger. With calculation. "That depends," she said. "On what?" She patted the space beside her. I sat. I don't know why. Maybe because I already knew I wasn't in control anymore. "Alyssa," she said, almost kindly, "Ethan is a good man." Relief flickered. Then she added, "But he's been boring since he was 10 years old." The words landed wrong. Sharp. Cold. "I don't understand," I whispered. "I think you do," she said. "I've watched you for years. You're not happy. Haven't been for a long time." I couldn't argue. Because she wasn't wrong. "And Noah," she continued, "he's always been the one who feels everything deeply. The one who lives." Her eyes met mine. "You belong with him." Something inside me shifted. Not relief. Not fear. Something worse. Permission. "I'm not going to tell Ethan," she said. The air rushed back into my lungs, but it didn't last. "On one condition." My chest tightened. "What condition?" She turned her phone back toward me. But it wasn't TikTok anymore. It was documents. Official. Detailed. "Ethan's life insurance policy," she said. My heart stuttered. $850,000. The number echoed in my head. Too big. Too real. "You're the primary beneficiary." My mouth went dry. "Why are you showing me this?" Margaret smiled. Not warmly. Not kindly. Just knowingly. "Because that's a lot of money for a widow." The word hit harder than anything else. Widow. "I don't." "Divorce is messy," she continued, like she hadn't heard me. "You lose half the house, half the savings, your reputation." Her voice stayed calm, measured. "You become the woman who left her husband for his brother." I flinched, because that was true. "But if Ethan dies," she said softly, "everything stays with you." My pulse roared in my ears. "This is insane." "Is it?" she asked. "You've been cheating for years. Publicly, apparently. You don't love him anymore. You want Noah." Each word landed like a step deeper into something I couldn't climb out of. "This solves everything." "No," I said, but it sounded weak, even to me. "Accidents happen," Margaret said. "People fall on hiking trails, hit their heads, no witnesses, tragic." My stomach twisted. "You're talking about killing your son." "I'm talking about reality," she replied. Cold, detached. "If you walk away now, I tell Ethan everything. The account, the affair, all of it." Blackmail. Clean. Simple. Devastating. I should have left. Should have told Ethan. Should have ended it right there. Instead, I asked the question that sealed everything. "How much?" Margaret didn't hesitate. 50,000. My hands went numb. "I know people," she added. "Men who make things look natural." I stared at her. At this woman who had hugged me, laughed with me, called me her daughter. "Think about it," she said. "You have 1 week." I didn't go to the police. I didn't confess. I didn't run. I called Noah, told him everything. Every word. Every detail. There was a long silence. Then he asked, "Would it work?" That was the moment I knew. Not just that we were in too deep, but that we were the same. Because neither of us said no. Neither of us said this was wrong. We just started planning. 6 months. That's how long it took. 6 months to turn an idea into something real. Margaret introduced us to a man named Rick. He didn't ask questions, didn't hesitate, just outlined the plan like it was a job. Hiking trail, he said. Easy. Wait for a blind spot. One push, head trauma. Looks like a fall. 50,000. Half up front, half after. We paid him that night. Cash. No records. No hesitation. And somehow, after that, everything felt easier. I got worse. Sloppier. More confident. I came home late with excuses that barely made sense, with Noah's scent still on my clothes. With marks I blamed on curling irons and accidents. Ethan never questioned it. Not once. He just smiled, kissed me, told me he loved me. God, I wish he had questioned it. I wish he had looked at me differently, because maybe then, this would have stopped. But it didn't. Instead, I posted more. Videos from inside the house, from my car, from places that could be traced if anyone looked closely enough. One video even showed Rick's hands, counting cash. I captioned it like a joke, like it wasn't evidence. My followers hit 800,000, then more. They thought they were watching a love story. They were watching a murder plan. We set the date, August 12th. Ethan's favorite hiking trail, Cascade Ridge. Everything was in place. The night before, Ethan asked me something simple. You want to come with me tomorrow? I smiled. Lied. Work. He nodded. Kissed me. I love you. That night, I texted Noah. Tomorrow everything changes. I texted Margaret. Everyone ready? I texted Rick. 7 a.m. Then I posted one last video. Smiling. Happy. Alive. Sometimes you have to make hard choices to find real happiness. I went to bed next to my husband, listening to him breathe, knowing he wasn't supposed to wake up again. August 12th, 6:47 a.m. Ethan was already awake, sitting at the edge of the bed, scrolling through his phone, checking the trail conditions like he always did before a hike. Morning, beautiful, he said, smiling at me. That same smile. The one I had seen every day for 9 years. The one I had learned to ignore. Morning, I replied. My voice didn't shake. That's what scares me now. How normal I sounded. I watched him get ready. Every movement precise. Methodical. Water bottle, first aid kit, protein bars. He packed like he always did. Carefully, like he planned to come back. Downstairs, he made coffee. Mine too. 3 creams, 2 sugars. Exactly how I liked it. You're amazing, I said. And for the first time in a long time, I meant it. He laughed softly. Just taking care of my girl. Then he kissed my forehead. We stood there in the kitchen. Him in hiking gear, me in pajamas. A moment so ordinary, it should have been forgettable. Have fun, I said. Always do. Love you. Love you. He walked out, got into his car, waved at me through the window. I stood there, watching, until he turned the corner and disappeared. Then I picked up my phone, texted Noah. He's gone. Everything felt quiet after that. Too quiet. I got dressed, drove to work, sat through meetings, answered emails, smiled at coworkers. Waiting. The call came at 11:23 a.m., but it wasn't from Noah, or Margaret, or Rick. Mrs. Bennett, this is Special Agent Rodriguez. My blood went cold. We need you to come to the federal building immediately. I couldn't breathe. What is this about? A conspiracy to commit murder for hire. The words didn't feel real. You have 45 minutes. The line went dead. The world tilted. Walls closing in. Voices around me turning into noise. I grabbed my bag. Drove. I don't remember the drive, only the way my hands wouldn't stop shaking. They were waiting for me. 2 agents. No smiles. No confusion. Just certainty. They led me into a room. Metal table. Cold chair. Handcuffs. And then they told me.
And
Your husband is alive. The words didn't register at first. That's impossible, I whispered. He left this morning. Agent Rodriguez watched me carefully. Yes, he said, that was your plan. He slid a photo across the table. Ethan, standing in a parking lot, alive, wearing a wire, smiling. That smile. It didn't look warm anymore. It looked like the end of everything. We've been watching you for 8 weeks, the agent continued. Every meeting, every payment, every message. My stomach dropped. No, your TikTok account made it very easy. My chest tightened. The videos. 600 videos over 4 years, he said. Your voice, your home, your car, your life. I felt like I was going to be sick. Your husband's coworker found the account, he added. Recognized details, showed Ethan. I closed my eyes, imagining it. Ethan, sitting there, watching everything. Every lie. Every moment I turned him into a joke. He came to us 2 months ago, Agent Rodriguez said. Worked with us to build a case. 2 months, while I was posting, smiling, planning his death. We intercepted your contact this morning, he continued. Your husband is safe. Safe. You, your boyfriend, and your mother-in-law are under arrest. Everything collapsed at once. I want a lawyer, I said, my voice barely audible. Smart choice. They read me my rights, walked me out in handcuffs. In the parking garage, I saw them. Noah, handcuffed, looking confused, like he still didn't understand how this happened.
Yes.
Margaret, crying, mascara running, the calm gone. And Ethan, standing between agents, alive. He looked at me once, just once. No anger, no hatred, nothing. Like I was already gone. Ethan, I started. Don't, an agent said sharply. You had 4 years to talk. And just like that, it was over. The trial was fast. It didn't need to be slow. They had everything. The videos, played in court, my voice filling the room, laughing, explaining, justifying. The messages, read out loud. He just left. Everything's ready. Make it quick. The footage, every meeting, every payment, every step. I had documented my own destruction, frame by frame. Ethan testified. I couldn't look at him. I watched 4 years of my life turned into content, he said. My wife made our marriage a performance. His voice never broke. That was the worst part. When did you realize she meant to kill you? The prosecutor asked. When my mother asked me how much money Alyssa would get if I died. Silence. I stopped breathing. My own words, my own choices, echoing back at me. The verdict took 45 minutes. Guilty. Noah got 8 years. He tried to blame Margaret, said it was her idea. The evidence said otherwise. Margaret got 12. And me? 15. The judge looked at me like I was something he couldn't quite understand. You turned your life into content, he said. You valued attention over human life. 15 years. The divorce was finalized in 3 weeks. Ethan got everything. The house, the money, the future. I got a number, a cell, a record that will follow me longer than my sentence. I'm writing this now from a federal holding facility, 3 weeks before sentencing. My videos are still online, downloaded, shared, watched by millions. People know my name, my face, my story. Not as a warning. At first, as entertainment. Ethan moved on. He's with someone new, someone better, someone who won't trade love for attention. I'm 33. I'll be 48 when I get out. No husband, no family, no career. Just time. Time to think about how I had everything and destroyed it for people who never knew me. I told myself I was choosing happiness, choosing myself. But the truth? I was choosing validation over love, over loyalty, over reality. And by the time I understood the difference, I wasn't just losing my marriage. I was losing my freedom. You can't undo what you share. You can't erase who you become. And no amount of attention from strangers will ever be worth the one person who truly loved you. I'm not the victim in this story. I'm the warning.